What is going on, Laker fans? Appreciate you guys tuning in on the Saturday. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Had a couple topics that I want to get into today on today's episode. Got a few different things to get into. Laker schedule. We got a little bit of that was leaked out over the last couple of days. I was off all last week, so I'm a little late to the game, but I had a few things that I wanted to get out there. Austin Reaves shining in USA basketball, and he's just really has been a great story all offseason. So I want to talk a little bit about Austin Reaves. Christian Wood to the Heat. Looks like the Heat might have the inside track for that. And then Pau Gasol, Hall of Fame enshrinement. That's a big moment for Pau Gasol and one of the Laker greats. So we'll spend a little time on that as well. And the last thing is the Kobe Bryant, without really the details being there, the Kobe Bryant statue, as far as when the plans are, as far as the Lakers looking to potentially do that. I guess they're still finalizing a date and everything else, but that looks like that's all going to be going down here in about a year or so. So appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Those will be all the topics that I get into, and if you guys don't mind, if you guys can please subscribe to the channel, greatly appreciate that. And I'll continue to put up as much content as possible. Let's get started with the first one. I think I mentioned this Laker schedule. Sham Charania, the Athletic, put out what the Christmas day is going to look like. Opening day is also set as well. There's a couple other dates of some interesting matchups that the Lakers will be a part of. Let's start out with the first one. The first one is Christmas Day. Christmas Day is always one that leaks out. That's always a big time deal for everybody. What do they always say? The NBA season doesn't start until Christmas Day. Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm watching NBA basketball way before Christmas Day. But a couple things here. They did put out the Bucks will be at the New York Knicks. The Sixers will be at the Heat. Celtics at the Lakers. So this game is going to be in Los Angeles. Mavs, Suns, Warriors, Nuggets. Let's obviously start off with the Celtics Lakers. I have some quick thoughts on some of the other games. Celtics Lakers. All right. Can't really ask for anything more. You get a team that they only make one trip to LA a year. And a lot of times, I think that Christmas game, there's a lot of times it's with a Western Conference opponent. It's with against the Golden State Warriors, or I think last year it was against the Dallas Mavericks. Depending on who the team is in the Western Conference, there's a lot of times that the Lakers end up facing teams in the West. Not every time. So the fact that you get a Eastern Conference team and the fact that you get the Boston Celtics, both teams expected to be incredibly competitive next year. Celtics a little bit of a newer look. Kristaps Porzingis part of the team. Obviously, they traded away Marcus Smart, who's going to the Memphis Grizzlies. That'll be a fun game. It really will be. And I always look forward to working those games anyways. But Celtics at Lakers, Christmas Day, I think there's going to be a lot of people interested in that. I don't know if you guys have. If I threw out there, hey, you could play any team that you want on Christmas Day. Who do you want? And maybe some people are going to say they're going to say, well, let's go up against Denver because that was the Western Conference matchup, or they want to see Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Maybe they want to see Giannis and the Bucks. For me, I think this is as good as it gets. I think the fact that you get the Boston Celtics on Christmas Day at Crypto.com Arena, I don't got any issues on this. With the comments below, if you guys preferred a different team, you could feel free to throw it on there. But I think this is as big time as you get. And you look at some of the other matchups, if there's one thing that I like about the slate of games that we got coming up for Christmas, Bucks, Knicks, both two good teams. Sixers, Heat, both two really good teams. Mavericks, Suns. All right, Mavs obviously still a question mark, and if they didn't, if they weren't in the playoffs again, I'd be surprised. But Mavericks, I know that one's a question mark. Then Warriors and Nuggets, again, two good teams. I've said this before when I do my radio show, and it's something that irritates me when it comes to some of these big time national matchups. I hate when they put teams on there and they're not good. For the longest time, the Knicks have had national presence on Christmas Day. I get it; it's the New York Knicks, it's the New York market. If the team ain't good, don't put them on. Who wants to watch a bad team? Even the Lakers. I've made this argument before. When the Lakers were bad, when Lakers were going through all those years, was it 6 straight years without making the playoffs? I get it when Braun was here in his first year, and the Lakers didn't make who they play. I think Lakers played Warriors that day. That's the game, actually, I think LeBron got injured in. Um, I don't need to see bad teams. And I put the Lakers on that list as well. If the Lakers weren't competitive, I don't think they should be getting a Christmas game. I think you need to reward the teams in the cities that are competitive and are, obviously deserving of playing on that day. This schedule this year, I think they got it. Bucks and Knicks, Sixers, Heat, Celtics, Lakers, Mavs, Suns, and Warriors, Nuggets. If you want to make a case that the Mavericks shouldn't be in there, I get it. If you put the Clippers in there because they're expected to be better, I'd be okay with that. Obviously, the star power of Luka is what draws eyes on that one. Plus, you got Kyrie Irving there, which I think is always an interesting story as it is. So, opening day, Lakers taking on the Boston Celtics. I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm excited about that matchup, and I'm actually very happy that that's the matchup. They did come out with a couple other games as well. So Shams had put in there. Let's see, what was the other game? Two more key games on the NBA schedule. He said that the Lakers got the Phoenix Suns on the first TNT Thursday, and that the Lakers and the Clippers will go up against each other on November 1st. So there's a couple additional key dates, and of course the Lakers are going to start the year. Opening night will be the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, Suns, and the Golden State Warriors. So that's going to be the opening night as well. Actually, I really like the opening night. This is at Denver. Give respect to the team that just won an NBA championship. And I know some Laker fans maybe don't want to give as much respect because the Denver Nuggets have to go through the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't got an issue with the Nuggets. I think there was a team is really tough to not like and respect what they accomplished. They had the best record in the Western Conference all year long, and they did work. Swept the Lakers, of course, we all know that, even though a lot of those games were close. But to start out the season, you go to Denver, Joker and Jamal Murray and Michael Malone and Michael Porter Jr., and all these guys are going to get their ring. And then it's all right, mano a mano. Let's see what the Lakers can do against the Denver Nuggets. I don't think the Nuggets are the exact same team without Bruce Brown and Jeff Green, but they're still going to be the team to beat. And a lot of people, they're favorites out there because of Jokic, because of Murray, and because of some of these other guys. So opening night, Lakers and the Nuggets, Suns and the Warriors, I think should be a fun matchup as well. But that's going to be opening night. Chris Paul gets traded to the Warriors. How are they going to use him? Bradley Beal now part of the Phoenix Suns. So both games are going to be incredibly exciting. And then for the Lakers, I mentioned a couple other games to keep in mind. Shams had put out there that the Lakers and the Bucks, the Lakers and the Suns will be on October 26th. Lakers and the Clippers will be on November 1st. So there is a little bit of a breakdown of some of the matchups there. And no real surprise or shock, the Lakers on a bunch of these big-time games. So any thoughts on the schedule, matchups, so forth, feel free to put it in the comments here. So something interesting has been happening so far in the offseason. Austin Reaves has been getting a ton of love, and deservedly so. And when I say he's been getting a ton of love, what I'm really referring to is the amount of attention that he's been getting. He gets the contract of 4 years, $56 million. Everybody's obviously happy for him, and it sounds like a really, really great discount for the Lakers that he ends up getting the type of money that he did, and no teams matched that offer or really tried to go above that offer, which would have been the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. So he gets paid $56 million. The Lakers feel really good about the deal. Austin Reaves, I'm sure, feels good because he's staying a Los Angeles Laker. And then Austin Reaves is on Team USA, and Steve Kerr is giving him a ton of compliments. And USA, the FIBA World Cup, I think it was on last Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. They played Puerto Rico. They absolutely blew them out. Austin Reaves came off the bench and was a key piece in helping the team win. As far as stats go, I think he had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, did a little bit of everything, talked after the game, and, just talked about how all he's trying to do is win. LeBron sent out a tweet during the game basically complimenting Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves went out there and said that, that's that's his guy and that's his mentor. He looks up to him, everything else. So Austin Reaves having a great summer so far. They had a game earlier today as well. I think he had 10 points, something along those lines. They blew out Slovenia without Luka. Luka did not play in that game. But damn, pretty nice summer so far for Austin Reaves. He's been doing, not only is he getting paid, he looks like his game is just going to another level. And he is continuing to get not just the notoriety, but I think the respect around the NBA and certainly loving all that. So Austin Reeves been in the news a lot. Give the man his credit. I also thought something was interesting as well that's around Austin Reeves. He was on the Full Send podcast, and Austin Reeves was, I guess, the Memphis Grizzlies had come up a little bit as part of that conversation, and it's fine. I'm gonna read this quote here from Austin Reeves, and this has more to do with Austin Reeves and his, I guess you could say, the thought process of playing the Memphis Grizzlies specifically. He said, "All of Memphis, honestly, their whole team talks shit. It felt good beating them in the playoffs." Reeves is getting some opportunities on these podcasts lately as well, and he's getting more opportunities where we all get to learn a little bit more about him. It's the behind the scenes Austin Reeves, and it's also a chance to allow him to show his personality, expand on his thoughts, not just a Q&A after a game where you're just getting a snippet or two or his exit interview. It's a much deeper conversation, and that's what these podcasts allow. So Austin Reeves giving his thoughts on the Memphis Grizzlies series, and I think really more than anything else, Austin Reeves just getting an opportunity to just be himself, and he's got the Laker platform. He's got the contract now. And oh, by the way, he's a really good basketball player, plays both sides of the ball. And I think everybody's excited about what Austin Reeves is going to be bringing to the table for the next 4 years with the Los Angeles Lakers. Before I get into my next topic, I will throw on there any of this Austin Reeves stuff. Feel free to put on the comments below. But I think a lot of Laker fans and a lot of people that are just fans of the NBA, it's so easy to root for this guy. And it's so easy to kind of envision how his role is only going to grow with the Lakers. I did an episode, I think it was a week ago, whenever it was, and just talked about how the long-term vision is becoming more and more clear of what the Lakers' long-term vision is. And now all of a sudden, that, all right, Anthony Davis is going to be locked up for a while. Rui's going to be locked up for a while. Austin Reeves got 4 years. Gabe Vincent's got 3 years. That whatever happens with LeBron James, you're starting to see contracts that are extended out. With all that in mind, I think the great reminder of all this is that Austin Reeves is not just, oh, hey, he's going to be around for the Lakers for a couple of years. He's a big piece of what the future is going to be. So I'm glad that Austin Reeves is getting the love and the publicity this summer the way he has been, and he deserves it like no tomorrow. As far as his quote about the Grizzlies, I'll just say that I think a lot of people feel that way about the Grizzlies. And I know Dylan Brooks is gone, so that's going to change a lot. He's with the Houston Rockets now. I actually think Memphis had one of the better off seasons quietly by going and getting Marcus Smart. I know John Morant's going to be out for a while, first 25 games or so, but ultimately, I think that's how a lot of people felt about the Memphis Grizzlies. And if you talk, you got to be able to back it up. Austin Reeves seems like a silent assassin out there, but I like that he is certainly getting his rounds right now across basketball fans. Okay. Before I go to the next topic, I want to make sure that I point this out here. Subscribing to the channel is everything to the channel. And the more that I'm doing on YouTube, the more that I just realize how important it is. I'd greatly appreciate if you could take 2 seconds and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a ton to me, and I'm going to continue trying to grow this channel. It's my own personal channel. So whatever I do on radio, this has nothing to do with that. This is just my own channel that I started years ago. So please, if you like the content, you want to support the channel, please subscribe to the channel. So a couple guys that I really enjoy listening to, and I have personal relationships as well. Trevor Lane, Lakers Nation, Jovan Buha, The Athletic. Jovan was on with Trevor Lane. They were doing an episode a couple days ago or so. I'm going to read something off here. This is about the Christian Wood situation. And I feel like Christian Wood has been talked about so much with the Lakers, and I'm sure some other teams out there. And is he going to get more than the mid-level, except the veterans minimum? I mean, a guy was averaging almost 17 points a game, 17 rebounds last year. How is he not going to get more? Here is the latest on Christian Wood, according to Jovan Buha of The Athletic, who's done a great job covering the Lakers. Christian Wood, from my understanding, is interested in a potential role in Miami. Depending on what players are involved in that Dame trade, if they add Nurkic, I think that front court is set. If they don't and get rid of Jovic, can Wood come in and outplay Love and Bryant? Talking about a couple of the other role players for the Miami Heat there. A couple things first of what Jovan said. Depending on what players are involved in that Dame trade, is that interesting? It's almost like we're all just assuming it's just a matter of time until Damian Lillard gets traded and gets traded to the Miami Heat specifically. That in itself is obviously interesting. I've heard this a couple times before on the Christian Wood that a lot of it's going to depend on what happens with Miami Heat, but I think what's taking so long and the reason why, the Lakers are sitting back and saying, all right, let's hold off for a second here. Um, I think there is a lot of weight as the Damian Lillard stuff eventually gets figured out. And I think the Lakers are saying, look, we'll take our chances, we'll take our time. They obviously see a tremendous amount of upside in Christian Wood for the veterans minimum. And if it means they're going to have to wait until this Dame stuff gets figured out in Miami, it sounds like the Lakers are prepared to wait. So, as far as the latest goes with Christian Wood, that sounds like it's the latest. And we'll have to wait and see if he ends up coming to the Los Angeles Lakers, or maybe if Dame gets traded, he ends up with the Miami Heat. And as he was mentioning there as well, Jovan was what package comes back to the Heat. And if they don't need a big man, then Christian Wood probably doesn't go to the Miami Heat. If they need a big man, then he probably ends up there if the Dame trade goes down. So the Christian Wood drama continues. Again, it's the 14th roster spot. And here we are in the middle of all that. And we still don't know where he's going to end up. A little bit of water, Laker fans. A little bit of water, Laker fans. Okay, next topic I want to get into. Next two topics will be two players that we all love and adored when they were Los Angeles Lakers. Can we give some quick love to Pau Gasol? So the Hall of Fame enshrinement, and we already know all the players that are involved: Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, all part of the list of players that are Saturday's enshrinement. So it's actually tonight. It might be actually going on as we speak. Those are the just four of the players that are part of this, legendary class of players getting into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. So, of course, it means a lot, incredible amount to all those players. I'm going to focus on Pau Gasol for just a quick second. Not going to lie, and I said this after it happened. I have been very, very fortunate on, at my time on the radio side of things, part of the Lakers radio broadcast, but also, I've been at ESPN since 2009 at ESPN LA. So, all the Laker games that I've got to go to, and I've been a part of certain moments. And some of those moments are Lakers NBA championship against the Celtics. I'm there for that game 7. Part of those moments are Kobe's final game. Part of those moments are Kobe getting his 2 jerseys up in the rafters. Shaquille O'Neal moments that were there. Shaq statue outside of Crypto.com Arena. Trying to think of some more moments that are just, special moments. LeBron's first game, LeBron breaking the Kareem's record this past year. I've been very, very fortunate to be at a lot of these games. One of the coolest moments that I've ever been a part of, Pau Gasol getting his jersey retired at Crypto. And this was this past season. And not just Pau Gasol getting his jersey retired at Crypto, very symbolic that Shaq is next to the number 8 with Kobe, and Powell is next to the number 24 with Kobe. That those two phases of Lakers eras, Kobe and Shaq, Kobe and Powell, it's symbolic, obviously, that these guys are right next to each other. But one of the coolest moments that I've ever been in at Crypto.com Arena, one of the coolest moments that I've been a part of as just a Laker fan and somebody that appreciates, being there for some of those moments, Powell getting his jersey retired. And the love that Powell got, and I know all Laker fans love Powell Gasol. I mean, how can you not? Um, this is a really, really cool moment for one of the greatest to ever do it, one of the greatest international players of all time, getting an opportunity to be a part of the Hall of Fame. This is a cool day for him, and I just want to give some love to Pau Gasol, and I think most Laker fans feel the exact same way. We all love Pau. Pau was, what was he, a six-time All-Star, two-time NBA champion, four-time All NBA selection. Like I said, you could make the argument one of the greatest international players of all time. Of course, Dirk is on that list. Tony Parker's on that list. There's some other ones, but cool class that's going in. Hats off to Pau Gasol. Salute Pau Gasol, one of the greatest Lakers to ever do it, and he's getting his Hall of Fame love later today. Becky Hammond, by the way, also a part of this. Greg Popovich, Jim Valvano. I mentioned Dwayne Wade, so there is there's a lot. It's actually going on right now. The Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. It started at 5. I'm recording just before 5:30. Okay, last thing that I want to get into. This one is really, really, really cool. So it was announced a couple days ago, and I want to read this off here, and I want to make sure that I'm reading it off properly here. There was a source that told the Daily Mail the promised Kobe Bryant statue outside LA's Crypto.com Arena will incorporate his daughter Gigi, and in a nod to his jersey numbers 8 and 24, will be unveiled by the Lakers on August 8th, 2024. So that is Kobe Day in Los Angeles. It was Russ Weekland and Alex Raskin at Daily Mail that was mentioning this. And an inside source has told DailyMail.com Lakers owner Jeanie Buss previously revealed plans to erect a statue for Bryant after his 13-year-old daughter Gigi, six-friend pilot, died in a helicopter crash January 2020. Obviously, an awful day for everybody involved. But it sounds like the plans. I know there was some chatter and there was some conversation about, all right, well, when is it going to happen? When is Kobe going to get his statue? It was a couple of weeks ago we were talking about, hey, should LeBron get a statue? And I always heard people say, why are we talking about Bron and not Kobe? Kobe thing's happening. It's just a matter of when. And this makes a ton of sense. It really does. The 8/8/2024 makes a ton of sense. I could only imagine what the plans are of what this statue is going to look like. I could only imagine the thought process that's going to go into it. I got to imagine this is going to be incredibly, incredibly special around Crypto.com Arena. And there's some other greats out there. Magic's out there, Kareem's out there, Shaq's out there, Chick Hearn's out there. There's greats out there. There's Oscar De La Hoya. You can kind of go outside of basketball as well. Whatever they plan on doing for Kobe, and the fact that looks like we have a set date, which sounds perfect, August 8th, 2024. You just got to imagine it's going to be so incredibly special and will become one of the really shrines in Los Angeles that people will go out of their way and say, hey, I'm in town, I'm in Los Angeles, I got to go to the Kobe statue. Especially, obviously how important of a player that he was, how important of a person that he was to not just LA, but internationally around the world. And then, obviously his tragic passing with his daughter and the others that were involved. So Kobe Bryant statue to be unveiled by Lakers. Potentially, it looks like nothing is guaranteed or locked in stone, but it looks like August 8th, 2024 is when that would be happening. So certainly would be a incredibly special day. And like I said, it's I could just imagine what they have in store, and I can only imagine just how big of a event this is going to be, not just in LA but internationally, for how big Kobe Bryant was on a international stage. So yeah, that's what I got today, Laker fans. Hit on the Lakers schedule: Reeves shining, Christian Wood potentially the Heat, Pau Gasol Hall of Fame enshrinement that's going on right now, and then the Kobe statue. Looks like we have a little bit more details on that. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I'll get some more video, some more content up later this week. And thank you for being a part of the show. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you guys have a good Saturday night, and we'll get back with you guys soon. Thanks, Laker fans.